What's your question?
Yeah, one of my friends from Maryland, he dreamed about you fighting someone. I think you were armed with a spear, and you had a sword, and you stabbed him. But he suddenly disappeared, and you were looking for him. And next thing you know, he stabbed you with your own spear, and you were bleeding like crazy, and you were crawling on the floor. And after that, he just cut your head off. Yeah. And he ran away. So, what is your thought on that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the guy, so.
But I think he admires you though, because he saw some of your YouTube videos.
I mean, like Ryan said it yesterday, that there's a lot of negative comments that are left, and over 70% of them are deleted or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I got like hate mail this morning. You know, I used to get a lot of like threats on the phone calls too. So I mean, there's a lot of people out there that don't like what I'm doing, what I'm saying, and it's understandable. But at the same time, it's like I get what I get. You know, I deserve it, because what I'm doing, I'm fighting. Like, to me, like, it's basically like cops versus robbers. Like, to me, like the MMA are like robbers.
Yeah.
Like, they're like criminals. You know, like that's where I put, that's the light that I shine on them. I'm like accusing them of being criminals. And then it's like the cops against the criminals. The criminals hate the cops. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then the cops don't like the criminals. So like there's not gonna be any like truce here. Like, if you're a cop, you're not allowed to be friends with the criminals. So like the people that love this cage fight and this MMA, they're gonna hate me. And basically, I don't hate the people. Like, I'm complaining against like the criminal activity. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's what I'm complaining about. You know, it's like basically, like I keep bringing up the dog fighting, for example. Like, you know, like if there was actual dog fighting, like who do you blame? Well, the activity of allowing that to be mass exploited and commercialized and profited from, that's the problem. Like the people that are watching it, they're contributing to the problem, but it's not like I'm gonna get mad at them. Like, but it's more about the activity that's going on and what has been allowed and justified and, you know, commercialized. That's the problem that I'm complaining about. You know, and like I've been watching a lot of documentaries, and I've been watching like lion documentaries, and you see like these lions like killing other animals and stuff like that. Like, that's a part of nature. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's not like I find joy from watching that. It's more like learning about animal behaviors. But like, if we actually had dogs kill each other for profit and entertainment, that's a problem there. And that's what I see that's going on. That's a problem with society, is that, yeah, you know, a poor person that's going up to somebody to rob somebody for their money and then they kill them, that's like understandable. It's not it's like I can understand it, because he's so poor and he sees all these rich people, you know, he's trying to like, you know, it's like violence that you don't want to happen, but it does happen.
Yeah.
You know, like this guy wanted this girl's cell phone, and then he asked for the cell phone, and then he shot her. Like, there's just like crazy violence that's not what we should be doing, and that's not something that we should be encouraged, and it's not encouraged. Nobody in their right mind would encourage that activity, but the cage fighting is like encouraged, like violent activity where people are gathering together to watch people fight, and then they're betting on the fights, and they're making money off the fights, and then they're promoting it to the mass public. to like conducting this type of behavior, and then children are wanting to like, instead of like wanting to like become personal trainers or firefighters or police officers, they want to be fighters. And I see a problem with that.
That's wrong. And I think that even in like, you know, competition fighting, some people bet on other people's lives too, like whether somebody's gonna end up dead or not. You know, some unscrupulous businessmen would actually do that.
Yeah, you know, so I just see a problem with that, and really, like, I think they know that they can't go too far with it, because really, the cage fights start off with no holds barred type thing, like no weapons, and then as you see, it's becoming more and more restrictive. Like they're making more and more rules to make it like not as dangerous. So basically, it's heading towards like back towards like boxing and wrestling. You know, because if it keeps going further, it becomes the gladiator.
Yeah, you know, I saw the body armor type of commercial. You know, when people are hitting each other with weapons, but they have armor on.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to protect the safety of the fighters.
So, like, if you take the body armor off and you're really like using real weapons, then it's like you're heading towards the gladiators, and that died like that already happened like over 2,000 years ago. So how is that an evolution? Evolution is basically like, you know what? The way that I see it is like, we got these guns, and you know what? If you got a problem with me, I got my gun, you got your gun. I mean, are we willing to die over this problem, or are we going to resolve this problem like peacefully?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the evolution where, you know what? We're both armed, and I don't want to like die because, you know, you're mad at me, and then now like I leave my kids and my wife out of, you know, because you're mad, and then I don't want to kill you either because I don't want to go to jail. So it's like, let's just like just forget about the problem and let's just forget. Let's not fight.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's not worth it. You know, like the guns take it to that level where it's like, you know what? I've been training for 23 years. You've been training for 2 years. All right, we're both mad at each other. All right, I got a gun, you got a gun. It doesn't matter how many years I got trained, how many years you got trained. The fact of the matter is, you can kill me just as easy as I can kill you. Exactly. So it becomes like equal. Like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm mad, you're mad. Let's just let it go. It's not worth it. And that's kind of what, like, I'm trying to like get people to understand, is that like the martial arts is not meant to like hurt people. Like, unless you really have to. But that's not something that's like, it's not supposed to be like entertainment. It's not supposed to be like, hey, you know, this is so cool. I just killed somebody. You know, like, no, you know, it's like, you know, this is something that you don't want to do, but you just have to do because that's just what it is. I mean, if you notice like Bruce Lee's movie, every time he kills somebody, he's sad. You look, the camera goes into his face, and then he has like this really sad look.
True.
Every single time. You know, because he's not, basically it's showing, I don't enjoy killing, but this is just what it has to be. You know, like I was overtaken with my anger and my aggression or whatever, and this is, I feel a need to seek revenge. And
yeah, Tony Jaa's movies are the same way. You know, he didn't enjoy beating people up. You know, he's just like, he just had to. Like, remember the movie Ong Bak, when he actually had to fight people, like, you know, when a bunch of people were watching, he had to fight the people, otherwise people would just shoot him and kill him.
Yeah.
So he had no choice.
You know,
and when yeah.
And it's just hard to make movies because there's so many movies out there to make to give a reason, a justifiable reason why they should even fight. You know, so martial art movies in itself, kind of like it's just kind of hard to bring reality into martial arts movies, you know, because it's just hard to revolve an entire movie around fighting. You know what I'm saying? But in the reality of how it is in this world, like as human beings, if we're gonna evolve, we're not supposed to be fighting like physically. If we're gonna fight, then we're gonna fight intellectually. Like, you know what? I'm fighting with you over this job because my resume looks a lot more better than yours, and that's why I got the job. It's not okay, oh, I can beat you up so I get the job. No, it's like, hey, you know what? You know what I'm saying? I've been to school for freaking like 40 years and I've got all these degrees, and what do you have? You got nothing, so that's why I got the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're fighting intellectually, and then look at Bill Gates. I mean, he's the richest person in the world. It's not fighting physically. It's like fighting intellectually. Like, he's just proving his excellence in his like mental capacity or capability to profit off of an idea.
Yeah, you know, I don't know about you, but me, I'm not totally against competition. I'm just against the competition that are violent, like, you know, boxing, Muay Thai, MMA. But if it's competition to get a job, to get employed, or even like for good grades, you know, I think it's a more peaceful competition, in my opinion. It's a better competition than just like beating each other up.
I mean, that's what the entire capitalism is revolved around.
Yeah.
You know, but the Buddha, like the real Buddha, the really enlightened people in this world that ever lived, like Lao Tzu, Buddha, Osho, they're trying to teach beyond competition, which is almost like hard to even comprehend. Because it's hard to even imagine living in this world without like engaging in that at all. It's kind of like actually being celibate, or like somebody that actually has no ego, like he doesn't really care at all. Because as you can tell, you know, I have like a very strong expression in like ego or whatever, but it's like I have it under control though. That's different. But there's people that are like these really wise sages, like they're like truly meditative, like truly, and that's even hard to even comprehend. So like the lower level of development is like healthy competition.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
And then the highest level is no competition.
At all.
You know? And really, like, for me, that healthy competition is what gets the bills paid. You know?
True.
That's why I'm making the videos, that's why I'm teaching. I mean, I can't, like, support my family without having the healthy competition. But if I had no kids, I had no wife, and I lived like, I had no responsibilities really, say I lived at home and everything's getting paid for, then I might not, I don't even have to compete at all, really. I don't even need a job. I don't even need anything.
Yeah.
Then you could like literally not compete at all. It's like not handing in your resume because you don't want the job, you don't care for the job anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not in that position. I have like people that I gotta take care of, so I have to engage in this world that competes. It's like I don't want to compete, but other people are.
Like we have no choice.
Yeah, I don't want to compete, but other people are competing with me. You got like the gyms that are trying to put me out of business. If I go out of business, then my family doesn't get fed, or I don't have a place to live. So I can't let them put me out of business. So I have to compete. You know, like, but I don't have to be too greedy. I don't gotta be like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna put you out of business. No, as long as like I'm not out of business, then we can share the customers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if they get 200 customers and I get 50, okay, at least I got some. I don't need all the customers. You know what I'm saying? But at least give me something so that I can like survive. But like somebody that's really meditative, they're just like, you know what? I don't need nothing. I don't even need clothes. I don't need to eat. I eat like, that's what Buddha did, like eat like 1 grain of rice a day. He tried that. You know, it's like really, if I wasn't competitive at all, as all meditative, I wouldn't be fit as I am. Because being fit in itself is already like using excess food that you don't need. Like, I don't need to eat so much. I don't need this shirt. I don't need these logos. I don't need this facility to train in. Like, I don't need all this extra stuff. But this world values, like, moving ahead. Like, if I didn't have this logo, then it's going to be harder to grow. If I don't have this facility to train in, a nice facility, then the customers don't want to come back. If I don't demonstrate that I'm capable in defending myself and teaching other people how to do the same, then the customers don't want to come to me. So I'm like forced to like demonstrate what I can do, what I'm capable of, so then I can like retain customers. And that's just something that I didn't make it this way. This is just what the world has given to me. And that's what I have, the formula I gotta follow.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, but maybe one day I don't even have to compete at all. At all. But that might take time. Like, maybe my kids are doing all the competing as far as, like, finding the customers, like, running the business, and then I'm just chilling. You know? But I don't care. I don't really need to chill. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
Like, I like to exercise. It's not like this is a burden to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to do what I'm doing. But, you know, the people threatening me and sending me all these negative comments and, you know, they're trying to damage my reputation. And, like, you know what I'm saying? That's annoying. But it comes with the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being used to that every day. Because, like, people be sending me comments like, oh, if Freddie has not been nice to say, why is he has to say? Well, I mean, if we saw some corruptions, I think we have to point it out, you know, because